It's time to talk about the best software when it comes to formatting your book, whether that be for print or ebook. Hello everyone, my name is Lynn. I'm an author, book cover designer, and the creator of the Book Launch Planner, and I also format books. I've been formatting for a couple years now, so I've encountered just about everything, whether that be poetry books, workbooks, I've done memoirs, I've done your regular old novel. I've encountered just about every type of book that is out there, and I've formatted them all. Now, I started off as an author just like you guys, someone who just wanted to learn how to format a book so they could save the cost of hiring a formatter. I actually started by formatting my books in Microsoft Word. In fact, I even have tutorials on this YouTube channel where I tell you how to format your book using Microsoft Word. But what you'll notice very quickly with Microsoft Word is that it's not designed to format books. And while I've greatly enjoyed formatting books for my clients, I can understand why you would want to be able to do all the formatting yourself, so you can update typos, so you can have complete control over everything, so you don't have to pay a fee every time you need to make any sort of update to your manuscript. This is why I created a book formatting course and why I wanted to tell you about it today. This book formatting course is designed for anyone who wants complete creative control over the book formatting process. We're not going to be formatting using Microsoft Word or any other software that's used specifically for book formatting. We're using Adobe InDesign because Adobe InDesign is a professional software used for all different sorts of layouts. And of course, specifically in this course, I'm showing you how to use Adobe InDesign to design the inside of your book as well as your ebook. Now, I know what you're thinking, why would I use Adobe InDesign when I can use other book formatting softwares like Atticus or Vellum, which are specifically designed to format books? And the answer is because those softwares are just limited in your capabilities. Those softwares work off of templates where you choose a template and you modify the template in order to basically copy and paste your book in. However, if you want to get really fancy with fonts and images and the artwork that's going to be on the chapter headers, you're going to find yourself pretty limited. And people like me who are used to having the endless possibilities that Adobe InDesign gives you, it's actually extremely frustrating. I've actually tried out the softwares myself just to see if maybe using the software would make my life a little bit easier. And honestly, it can just be frustrating with how limited you are with the templates that they give you. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't be using softwares like Vellum and Atticus. In fact, I highly recommend it if you are looking for a quick, easy way to format your book, because that's exactly what those softwares allow you to do. But if you want to get really customizable with the layout of your book, you're going to want to try out something like Adobe InDesign. When I was looking into creating this book formatting course, I actually sent out a survey to all of you to see what you wanted to see in the course and what you wanted to learn. And I know a lot of you were really pushing to learn how to format a book in Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word is a tool that people already have, which means it's not something that you need to go out and purchase. However, I cannot express enough how frustrating Microsoft Word can be. If you want to create proper headers and footers in your book, there's a lot you need to learn in order to work around the way Microsoft Word works with their headers and footers. It's just not a simple process. And if you want to create drop caps for your chapter headers in Microsoft Word, it's again possible, but it's a somewhat complex process compared to when you do it in Adobe InDesign. Not to mention the fact that if you put images in your Microsoft Word document, for some reason, the way you view it in Microsoft Word versus when you export it as a PDF can sometimes look a little different. Images move around a little bit, text shifts, and it's just one of those weird glitches that Microsoft Word has that Adobe InDesign doesn't. When you're in Adobe InDesign, whatever you're designing on the page, that's exactly how it looks when you export it as a PDF. Not to mention, when you're in Microsoft Word, creating an extremely consistent look throughout the entire book can be a little more difficult, whereas when you're in Adobe InDesign, if you're halfway through formatting your book and decide that you want to use a different font or you want to change the size of the font, it's actually extremely easy to do that and make those changes without having to go back and start at the beginning again. Adobe InDesign is literally made for layout and page design. That's for newspapers, for magazines, and of course for books. Now, I know a lot of people hear the word Adobe and they think that it's going to be a super complex software that's going to be hard to learn, but I promise you, there's just a couple things that you need to know as an author in order to use it as a tool for yourself to seamlessly and easily format your book. And trust me when I say, after you take my course and you learn how easy it can be to use Adobe InDesign, you will no longer dread formatting books. In fact, I actually love formatting books now. Once you get started, it can be super fast and easy and kind of a brainless way to format your book, because in Adobe InDesign you create paragraph styles and character styles and parent pages and all these little templates that you use to kind of just set the guidelines for what you want your book to be, and then you import your book into the design template and you just apply all these styles and it makes your book look beautiful and professional. When you take my course, I also provide you with an InDesign template that you can use to kind of be a starting point to make sure that you're set up for success. You'll easily be able to choose which pages have headers and footers, which pages have the beautiful chapter header art. You'll have complete control over the margins and bleed section of your book, and you'll be able to easily resize the pages. That way, if you think you want a 5x8 book and then later decide you want a 6x9 book, it's actually pretty easy to make that change. In the course, I'll also teach you how to add images, subheaders, bullet points, charts, and of course maps to your book so you can really customize it to your full ability. Adobe InDesign is also a pretty affordable software. It is subscription based, but what you can do is that you can choose to be subscribed only when you need it. So I'm actually an affiliate for Adobe, so if you are interested in using InDesign or any of the Adobe softwares, be sure to use my affiliate link, which will be down below. It's $20.99 a month to use Adobe InDesign, and then my formatting course, which is available on Teachable, is only $55. So if you take that into account, plus 1 month of the Adobe InDesign subscription, you're at about $75, which is still incredibly affordable to format your book. Because normally, if you hire someone like me, it can cost $275 or sometimes even more if your book is a nonfiction book and requires more complex formatting. I created this formatting course because I know as an author, I like to do everything myself as much as possible, and I wanted to make sure that you guys could do the same as well. I'm aware of the fact that hiring someone to format your book can be expensive. I'm a book formatter myself. I know what my prices are. And I also know at the end of the day, when you format the book yourself and you have access to the InDesign files and the knowledge to edit those InDesign files, it's going to be that much easier for yourself to make updates and to correct any typos that you may spot down the line. Learning to format your books yourself is also a huge tool that you can have in your arsenal if you're someone who plans on publishing a ton of books. Just think of how much money you'll save the more books you publish. Not to mention the fact that Adobe InDesign is available to PC and Mac users, so no matter which one you use, Adobe InDesign and the templates and all of that will work for you in your book. If you have any questions about my formatting course, be sure to ask them in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you want to sign up for my formatting course, it will also be linked in the description box of this video. I promise you I've made it as cost effective as possible while still throwing in as much valuable information as I can. Adobe InDesign is one of my favorite Adobe softwares, and I hope after you take the course you'll learn why. Because even though you're choosing the DIY method, I promise you it will still look just as professional as if you hired someone. That is it for this video. Be sure to check out all the links I mentioned down below. I will see you guys all next week.